I'll show you the easiest way to trade with the RSI. If you're a beginner, this is really going to help you out actually entering into some positions. So get RSI on your trading software. I'm using TradingView here. TradingView is free and you can use RSI on here as well. So I'll link them below if you don't have an account. Go to RSI here. In indicators, relative strength index, click this one. It puts it on your chart. 3 important levels for the RSI: 50, 70, and 30. 50 is the mid-level, where the relative strength is neutral. Anything above that is seen as quite strong price action, and then up to the 70 line, which is known as overbought. Don't think of it as overbought. Don't think of that as a bad thing. It's just very, very strong price action. Now down here, below 50 is weak price action, and then at the 30 level, that's oversold. But don't think of that as good or bad either. That is just showing relatively weak price action. Now we can use this information to trade in the way that we want. The easiest way to use RSI for short-term trading is to first pick the asset that you want to trade and figure out its long-term trend. So I trade Bitcoin. Bitcoin has very strong bull and bear markets, but the long-term trend is to the upside. Generally, prices are rising. I'll show you with a completely different type of asset class. This is the Nasdaq 100 index, which has been in a very long-term strong bull market with generally rising prices. And so these two indexes have generally rising prices over time. They're in general uptrends over time, but of course there are areas where prices do pull back, and that's what we can use the RSI for, to actually help us enter some trades. Now I'll come on to specifically trading with the RSI. Firstly, if you're a long-term investor, the RSI is good information, but it's not necessarily going to help you out too much. If you genuinely are investing in an asset, you're going to be buying it at various different price points. So yes, the RSI is quite low here, showing us that the price of the asset is relatively cheap in relation to its trend, and it is, but RSI up here is very strong. It's also a good price to buy if you're a long-term investor and can wait a few years. A few years later, the price moved from 40,000 to over 100,000. So if you are genuinely long-term and you're buying an asset that's rising, it doesn't matter too much where you're buying the asset. However, when it comes to short-term trading, it's a little bit different. If you're trading short-term, then you're looking at some sort of inflection in the price to trade. You want to trade a bounce or a move in one direction. And so with RSI, the way I found easiest is to wait for the RSI to become weak when you're in an uptrend, so that you buy that weakness as it inflects back into the upside trend. Now, the risk here is that you buy a dip in an uptrend and that continues into a bear market where you may lose that trade, and that's possible with trading. However, if your win rate is above 50% or so, then you should actually be making money with some good risk management to the downside. So with Bitcoin here, you can see these very clearly. So as we move out from weak price action into positive price action, what we want to figure out is, are there areas where the price moves back into the support level for the trend? So this 50 level is a huge support zone for this uptrend. It seems to bounce every time. You can see the price action from here. So these are areas where we could trade. If you put these on the chart, these are areas where you can get into some trades and you get hopefully an inflection back to the upside. Even up here, when the price is very strong, it would have been good to buy here because the price got even stronger. That's up to more advanced traders. If you're just beginning, what you want to be looking at is hopefully some decent price action to trade. You can see that as the price dips, it finds support and it moves back into the uptrend. Now, of course, at some point, you will get the top of a bull market, you'll buy a dip here, and then it will move back into a bear market. And so that will be a loss on that trade. But with good risk management, you'll take a small loss here. And you can see these trades, we actually traded the dips, and on each occasion, we actually moved a little bit higher on these. So a decent win reward ratio for your trades with good risk management to the downside would have us making money from these trades. Not just for Bitcoin though, but any asset with an uptrend. If you're looking to buy the uptrend and buy dips within the uptrend, most of the time when the Nasdaq moves back into this 50 line or anywhere near it, it does tend to get bought and move back up. Yes, we lost this trade if we got in and we went into somewhat of a bear market here. Again, if you're a long-term investor, you actually buy all of that. But if you're trading short-term, very difficult to trade, long in a bear market. So you can wait till price action moves positive again, and then any dips you can see actually are pretty good to the upside if you trade those dips. So again, not perfect win reward ratio, but if you're trading the majority of your trades that are decent and actually winning, then you're going to have a profitable trading strategy. If you're trading short term, you can use a stop loss with your trades. That means that if the price of something does move into a more prolonged bear market, you're just going to get out of the trade at a small loss, and then you can wait for the next bull market or the next uptrend to start buying and making some winning trades again. So for example, on Bitcoin, you can go ahead and buy here on your trading system, choose the price that you want to trade at and the amount that you want to trade. And most trading systems for crypto will have a toggle box here that says buy long or go long or buy with TPSL, take profit, stop loss. So you can put your stop loss in at a certain percentage underneath, maybe 10, 15, 20%, whatever you're comfortable with. And that will get you out at a small loss. And then you can wait for the next uptrend to actually trade again and make some more profitable trades. If you want to know how to do that, I've got a complete crypto and trading course here that goes through trading, investing, and everything else. It's like 300 videos. I update it for free forever with my updates and research as well. So you can check that out. I've got some free videos on YouTube as well if you want to watch those. If you want to trade on Apex, which is a crypto trading system, I've got a permanent fee discount via the link below in the description as well. And some more helpful free videos on YouTube. I'll link everything down in the description for you. I'm James, this is MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.